Kassem, I want to learn because I saw the documentary last night, and this is real, and she probably thinks this is just a fad for me, but it really was scary about social media, and I want to turn off all my notifications. I might even delete Instagram and Twitter for a while.
Yeah, it's good to take breaks.
Yeah. Because I find that my depression is very closely associated with right now what's going on in the world, but it's all skewed, right? And it's all because of these algorithms and stuff. It's like you and what I learned from the documentary is that if I could Google one thing, right, and if I Googled the same exact thing if I lived in Alabama, a bunch of different things would come up because it feeds into what already you liked before, or what the internet knows. You know what I mean? What
Your personal biases.
your personal biases
Confirmation
are, right?
bias.
So people get information in different kinds of ways, which is why we have such polarization in this country. And it's like now it gave me some empathy for the other side. It really did, because if I'm getting one set of information and somebody's getting another set of information, obviously it's going to pit us against each other. So I just, at the end of the day, I don't want to get involved with any of it.
Yeah, I totally. And the fact that you said you had empathy for the other side is like such a crucial point that
So hard,
it's
though.
not as bad. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as we think it is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's like we are being pitted against each other, like via our own country, via other countries,
Yeah.
Russia and Iran and
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
It's really, we don't disagree on as much as we think we do. And you're not going to sway somebody's opinion by going after them on Twitter. And, I mean, at the end of the day, how many calories is it worth burning on trying to like roast somebody on Twitter for liking Trump or the opposite?
Right.
Right.
And yeah, it's totally closely associated to my depression. So the second I relieve myself, or if I spend time away from Instagram, or like I'm not worried about who's liking the photos or who's retweeting me, the better I feel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And I
It is such a source of not good feelings for me. Any kind, actually, just being on my phone, not even necessarily being on social media, but even Googling stuff, even on my email, anything relating to for a gadget in front of my face, it doesn't tap into like my natural state of being at all. It feels very an abnormal connection.
Totally.
And I don't like that. So when I'm away from it, I start to feel more grounded. I start to feel like I'm in my own body again.
Absolutely. And the only problem with it is like, especially for what we do, you can become irrelevant so fast if you're not posting on the daily.
Yeah.
And so like I made the decision to kind of like pull back, but at the same time, you lose any sort of traction you may have online, and then like that's affecting your income. And so you have to like make a balance with like, I'm okay with not being in this grind all day as long as I can be kind of happy, because when I was in the grind, I was miserable.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a direct correlation between what I do for a living and social media, especially now, right? So in many ways, you still have to, I mean, I've never been a big poster myself. I don't post a lot, but still, I still need to do it every once in a while. So it's just something that I'm going to have to figure out as we go forward. But
I think there's a way. I think that I'm starting to realize how I can use it in a way that does bring some sort of joy into my life. And it's if I like what I'm going to post, and if I don't feel obligated, I always ask myself, do I feel obligated to do this? Do I really enjoy this content myself? Like and it's usually a Bobby doing something silly.
Those are the best.
And it makes me giggle. So then I'm like, okay, I want to share this.
Yeah.
So it's things that really do make me happy that I post now versus before, where it's like, tits out, didn't make me happy. No comments made me happy. And now it's just like, no, I'm just going to put Bobby's little happy belly on there.
yeah, speaking of tits out, where's what happened to your girl, maybe?
Oh, so it's hard. It's hard to pinpoint. Good segue.
It's a bringable.
But Bobby asked me if I was in a relationship when I got here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Where this
yeah.
is
Yeah,
coming